they say that the best time to plant a seed is 20 years ago, right? The second best time is right now. Just making the most of opportunities right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Get Diversified. I'm your host, Melvin Landry, and today we have a fantastic guest. We have a homeboy. We come from the same areas in the Deep South, and trajectories are similar. So, look, he's a mover and shaker in real estate. He's taking action, and he's getting things done. He's making a hell of a lot of progress. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to produce to you and introduce Alvin Scioneaux. Welcome to the show, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Definitely appreciate you for having me. We got to hold it down for the river parishes, Southeast Louisiana is in the building.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, Alvin and I, we hail from the same area. I grew up in St. James Parish. Alvin grew up right next door to St. John's Parish. So, this is the epitome of river parish guys putting forth the effort and moving the needle in real estate and growing our financial trajectory. Alvin, thanks for joining me on the show today. So, let's take a step back, man. So let's talk about, just kind of like your journey into real estate, right? And your trajectory getting up to where you are today, the growth that you're proceeding with, things of that nature. You want to kind of share a little bit about your background, a little bit about you, where you grew up at specifically, so folks can kind of tie into that?
Yes, so originally from La Place, Louisiana, just right outside New Orleans, and grew up, I'm the third of 8 kids. It's a packed house, a lot of people all over the place, right? And growing up, I went from watching my parents, my mom and dad, go from, 0 rental properties. And as the years went along, obviously the family grew, right? More kids. And it was like every kid we had, my parents ended up getting a new property and just renting out the old previous home. And I've watched them grow from 0 to 20 plus different properties all throughout Southeast Louisiana as our family evolved. And I was always working with my dad, going on the property management, fixing different things around the property, asset management component of it. And I would see people that would, come by the house, depending on where we were living at that time, and they dropping off money. I'm like, man, these people paying rent. I like this. I like people just stopping by, dropping off money, leaving money in the mailbox and picking up cash. So I knew at that point, real estate was certainly something that I wanted to dive into. And, long story short, I went on to play football and study physics and mathematics at Wofford College in South Carolina. Got an athletic scholarship over there, had a lot of success in football, All-American Hall of Fame athlete, and then eventually played with the Chargers for a couple of years before I tore my ACL and meniscus in my knee. So, just like that, it was, one game, one play, one move, and I tore my meniscus. And then I had to start my post-football career, end up going into real estate and aerospace engineering. So I got my master's in aerospace engineering, San Diego State. And while I was working as an engineer, I started investing passively into properties, and eventually my real estate income surpassed my engineering income. And the engineering income wasn't low. So once that happened, I was like, okay, let's just go all into real estate. And just the past 5 months closed on 3 commercial properties. So it's been a journey.
So you started, real estate was in the blood, right? You was getting no checks in the mailbox. So that was front and center. You kept that in the back of your mind, and then you went down the path, the trajectory. You grew your education. You're blessed to play professional football, progress in that end. And then all of a sudden, right, some hardships came about, but you kept real estate front and center. It was always there for you. Always there for you. Good to hear. So, man, you want to kind of share in terms of, look, so you're an engineer, right? You're kind of progressing in with your education. On the family standpoint, were they still kind of living off of that cash flow, or were they buying more rentals back home? I want to talk to the viewers. How was that going? Even once you left out the house to go to college?
Yeah, so once I left out the house, my parents they grabbed a couple properties here and there. Just every couple years, just basically they adding a couple properties to their portfolio. They took the slow and steady route throughout their time. Whereas me, I'm like the next generation of the iPhone, I'm trying to go more aggressive, and I'm trying to get a couple, 2, 3 a year, and preferably a month. That's really what we're working towards. So just doubling down, tripling down on what they have been doing throughout their growth and career over that 20 plus 30 years. When I went off to college and started playing football after real estate, I really wish I would have dived into real estate then, because, I played with the Chargers in 2014, 2015, and, we're looking at going on 10 years. I would have been sitting real pretty on some California real estate if you bought 10 years ago, right? Certainly appreciation market, but you live and you learn. So just, they say that the best time to plant a seed is 20 years ago, right? The second best time is right now. now. So just making the most of opportunities right now to build the portfolio and the passive income.
Yeah, so it's quite apparent that you are now sprinting down the track, even though you may not be doing so physically, but you're doing so in your portfolio. And that's funny, man. You mentioned, right, your upbringings in the River Parish, right? Your parents had properties, right? You saw the rent checks coming through. It's a little bit different for me because my parents, we had 0 rental properties. I didn't get exposure to real estate, particularly my end, until like 2005. But like you, I was a college athlete. I ran track. I was a half miler for Southern, right? Got a couple of swag titles under my name. And, once I got my first taste in real estate in 05, right, I kind of doing and building it. It's only single family. So I didn't know about the basis and the scaling of multifamily. Similar trajectories, right, from that standpoint, but you stuck with it and you're growing it from that respective ordeal.
Jacqueline and Melvin, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to this episode of Get Diversified. Please make sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss out on future episodes. Finally, stop by our website and follow us on social media. Ciao for now. Make it a great day, and we'll see you next time. And remember, get diversified.